The gang members who shot a 13-year-old schoolboy in the spine with a homemade gun, leaving him paralysed, as one of their members goes on to make a drill video about the shooting. This story takes place in Birmingham, a city known for its gang crime and massive drug operations. In the late 90s, around Handsworth and Soho Road, you had a gang known as the Burger Bar Boys, who had conflict with another nearby gang called the Johnson Crew. The Burger Bar Boys would be responsible for a lot of shooting and stabbings that went on back in the days. But as time went on and members of the gang were either behind bars or left the street life, a younger offshoot gang would now start to emerge, known as AR, or Armed Response. The most prominent member of AR will be Real Phillips, also known as Lynch. Lynch became a well-known and feared member of the gang because of his violence. He would eventually get hit with a 27-year sentence that got reduced to 20 years for 3 different shootings, as he possessed a firearm with the intention to endanger life. While all this is happening, a younger member of the AR gang, and a key person in this case, will start blowing up in the music scene. This person is Zidane Edwards, who goes by the name Cooley18. You see, Zidane was influenced by Lynch and would also adopt a violent nature at a young age. He will go on a podcast early on in his career and talks about life growing up and how he was a trouble kid back in school. This ultimately led to him getting kicked out and going fully in on the gang life.
Did you end up getting kicked out?
Yeah.
What age was it that you got kicked out?
In year 6, blood.
Year 6?
Yeah.
That's pretty young.
Zidane Edwards, aka Cooley18, was blowing up and picking up traction in the drill scene. But what him and the gang go on to do next is one of the most psychotic things I've read in a while, and just goes to show you the stupidness of involving yourself in any sort of gang activity. On November 18, 2018, a 13-year-old boy and his friends will go out to the Hockley area in Birmingham to grab some food. But as they cross the A41, a Nissan car will pull up next to them. In this car, you had Tafik Thomas and 2 other AR members in the back seat. Diego Thomas, who goes by the name D-Rose, in the passenger seat, and Zidane Edwards, aka Cooley18, driving the car. The AR members will start questioning the group of kids because they were in their territory, and this conversation now started to get heated. The 13-year-old boy knew to remove himself from the situation, so he now left the group and started walking down an underpass tunnel alone. A friend who was in the heated argument with the AR members would run past the 13-year-old boy shouting, "He's got a gun," and out of fear the boy will also start running as the AR members chase them from behind. The boy ran up a hill, which is when Tafik Thomas pulls out a homemade gun known as a slam gun and shoots the 13-year-old boy in the back. The bullet will hit the 13-year-old boy in the spine, but due to the adrenaline that had taken control of his body, the boy was able to run a couple seconds longer and cry out for help before collapsing to the ground. The boy will continue to plead for help, which is when 2 people come over and call the police. Police and ambulance will now arrive at the scene and will do everything to save the 13-year-old boy's life. He was rushed to the hospital and luckily survived, but because he was shot in the spinal cord, he was paralysed from the waist down, and doctors told the 13-year-old boy he was now a paraplegic for life. Police will now launch an investigation and go on the hunt for the group that shot and paralysed an innocent 13-year-old boy for no reason at all. The police viewed CCTV showing the stolen Nissan car driving near the underpass and the AR members fleeing the scene after they thought they had just murdered the 13-year-old boy. In the CCTV footage, you can see Tafik holding a long barrel attachment of a homemade gun that was used to shoot the schoolboy. It was now clear that the gang were on a ride out and were looking to shoot any rival gang members with the slam gun that they had made. Moments later, you can see the rest of the gang heading back into the Nissan car and leaving the scene. The police now had a vehicle as part of the investigation, so they'll now start tracking the Nissan down using AMPR to locate its every move. It will take a couple of days for the AR gang members to realise that they were being tracked and would now ditch the car while leaving the police with their biggest evidence to link them to the shooting. Straight after ditching the car, armed police will patrol the area looking for the AR members, which is when they spot Tafik Thomas and Diego Anderson and arrest them both on the spot. Zidane was able to avoid arrest at that time because he took a taxi home instead of walking.
Stay there, lads. Arm, please. Hands. Take your hands out your pockets. Four 7, 3 miles stopped at the moment. One wearing rubber gloves.
In the car itself, the forensic teams were able to find fingerprints of both Tafik and Zidane, along with traces of gunshot residue and fired cartridges. This formed a link not only between the vehicle and the crime, but more importantly, between the suspects and the scene. All the AR members would now be arrested by police except one who was not able to be identified through evidence. After seizing all their phones, the police had another piece of crucial evidence. It turns out that the phones had been connected to the radio of the car to listen to music, and Diego's phone was kept on during the whole shooting, which allowed the police to pinpoint his exact location before, during and after the attack. During the arrest, each suspect was found wearing nearly identical clothing to what had been captured on CCTV. The mountain of evidence doesn't end here, because at an address tied to Tafik Thomas, police recovered a handgun and the long barrel of the slam gun that was used to shoot the 13-year-old boy that night. The police now had a ton of evidence linking each suspect to the stolen car and the location of where the 13-year-old boy was shot. All that was left now was for the gang members to stand trial on August 2022. During this trial, it was found that Zidane, aka Coolie 18, had made a music video referencing the shooting and how he failed to kill the boy, admitting to being part of the attack, even though Tafik was the one who pulled the trigger. Zidane Edwards, 20 years old, was found guilty of attempted murder and handed a life sentence with a minimum term of 17 years. He admitted to being one of the shooters, with direct CCTV evidence capturing him leaving the scene of the crime. Diego Anderson, also 20 years old, was found guilty of attempted murder and handed a life sentence with a minimum of 18 years. He was found to be the ringleader of the whole attack, and the forensic evidence placed him at the scene of the attack. Tafik Thomas, who was 17 at the time, was found guilty of attempted murder and 2 additional firearm charges, this being possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life and possession of a prohibited weapon, aka the slam gun. The innocent 13-year-old boy attended the hearing in a wheelchair, which he has been using since being shot in the spinal cord. The young boy will give a statement to his attackers, saying how he now had to do everything in bed, including washing and using the toilet. The boy said, quote, "A lot of kids who were my friends don't want to talk to me or be my friends now. Some of them don't want to be around the kid in the wheelchair. Some of them don't feel safe because I was shot and think I'm dangerous because I was shot. They think the same could happen to them." The boy said he wanted his attackers to know how much they changed his life, as well as those of his mother and brother. He said he just wanted to know why, but even if he did, he could never change the situation and was never able to move on from the incident. These AR gang members were all young and threw their lives in the bin, paralysing their 13-year-old schoolboy along the way. It said that the main motive for the shooting was because the group were in gang territory and argued back. There's a lot of speculation that this was a case of mistaken identity, with the gang believing that the 13-year-old boy was part of a rival gang, and other speculations that the boy was the younger brother of another gang member. At the end of the day, all this doesn't matter, because these cowards attacked a group of schoolboys with every intention to kill them and deserve to be behind bars. Like I say in every outro, if you take anything from this video, let it be that the gang life is truly not something you want to be involved in. You got family and friends that fully care for you, so stay smart and let me know in the comments if I missed anything. I'll see you lot in the next one. God bless.